Hi, let us subset data. The data that we're going to work on is here. It's a COVID data set from this site. I downloaded this data and I put it on my computer. Then I'm going to show you how to subset data using pandas. So the first thing I'm going to do is to import pandas. Then I run this cell. I'm going to read that data. So pd.read, it is a CSV file, and its name is time series. I'm going to save this data in a data frame. So let's have a peek on how this data looks like. So head. Yeah, so this is it is COVID dataset. We are saying that the days are columns and the rows are countries. I want to work with the East African countries, and I also don't want to work on the longitude and the latitude. I don't want to work with the province state. So I'm going to first of all drop those columns. So I'm going to say that my new data frame will be my data frame dot drop, and the columns that I'm going to drop are province or state. So let me put that there. Then I'm going to drop country or region. Then I'm going to no, I'm not going to drop country or region. I'm going to drop longitude, latitude. I'm going to drop longitude. Yeah, so I think that. So when I run this, yeah, so I have to specify which axis. Am I dropping rows or I'm dropping columns? I'm going to drop columns, so I'll say axis equals to 1. So our new data frame is looking like this. Yeah, so we have removed the other columns that we didn't want, but you're seeing that this data is more of a horizontal data set, and it's columns that are added each day, and it's hard to work with data this way. So I'm going to, from here, we're going to select the countries that we want to work with. I want to select the East African countries, 3 countries, that is Uganda, Tanzania, and Kenya, so that we can work with that. So this is the first way you can use to subset the data. Remember that this data looks like this. So I want to get the rows that contain only Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. So I'm going to say my new data frame is going to be my old data frame, where my old data frame, country or region, this one, country or region, dot apply lambda x. So x in Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. So what will this give us? Country is not defined here, so we need to make sure we define it as a column. So our new data frame, you'll see that it has Kenya, Uganda, not Tanzania. So we had a spelling error here. I'm going to run it again. So we have Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. That's good. So we can now transpose this so that we are working with columns. Yeah, so now we have this data. It's data about cumulative number of people who have corona in a particular country. And you've seen this is the first way you can use to subset data. This way, if I'm to explain this code, this part here returns a truth value here. So let me copy this and I put here. So if I run here, you see it returns true or false. So it becomes true if this column contains a value that is either Uganda, Kenya, or Tanzania. But if it is not, it will contain false. And now this truth values, these Boolean values, when we put them here, it subsets the data. For each row that is true, remains there, and for each row that is false, it does not remain, and that is what goes to this data frame. So the lambda functions and the apply, I will show you in the proceeding videos. But just know that this returns a truth value for each row in this column that contains Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. So this is one way of subsetting the data. So you have your data frame, and then after subsetting that data, we say that our new data frame is going to be that old data frame but transposed. So the new data frame is going to look like that. So that is one way. So we are going to answer these three questions. Is it 3 or 4? To learn how we can continue subsetting data in different ways. So the first question says that when did Uganda surpass 100,000 cases? So I'm going to say data frame where that column, so the data frame Uganda, so this column is the one that I put here. So I want to put the condition here where Uganda is greater than 100,000. It's 100,000, yeah, 100,000 cases. This is Uganda. Oh, yeah. So here, these are rows. These are not columns. So we need to transform this data frame so that we need to transform this data frame so that these values becomes the columns, and the rest are the values. So we are going to first of all get these columns. So I want the data frame where let me pick this column name 158. These values becomes the columns, and the rest are the values. So we are going to first of all get these columns. So I want the data frame where let me pick this column name 158 equals to Kenya. So I have this value, so I'm going to do the values here. And I have this. I'm going to make it a list because why not? Let me pick the first index, then the list. So I have this list, and I'm going to call this one columns. So I have columns, but how does my data frame look like? My data frame looks like this. So I need data frame to be the rest of the data, but not with that column. So data frame equals to data frame where the column 158 is not equal to Kenya. Yeah, so how will it look like? It looks like that. So so I'm going to now change the names of the columns to be that frame.columns will be equal to these columns. So how will this data frame look like? Voila, so we have the columns title like that. So we have fixed this error. So let me try this again. And these are the days when when did it surpass? It was on this day. So how will I get this day? Since the indices of this data frame are the dates, so I'm going to say dot index. I have all the indices. You can pick the first value of the index, and this is the day when This is the day when Uganda surpassed 100,000 cases. Then the other question is, when did Uganda surpass 50,000 cases? It is the same procedure, data frame where Uganda surpassed is greater than 50,000. We get this value. Then I say dot index to have all the indices. Then the first value is the first date, and this is when Uganda surpassed 50,000 cases. The other question is, what are the days when Kenya was above 100,000 cases and Uganda was below 50,000 cases? So we're going to say data frame where data frame Uganda below 50,000 cases. So I want those values where Uganda is below 50,000 cases. Yeah, but it is an and, so we need also and above 100,000 cases. So I'm going to put here and data frame Kenya is above 100,000 cases. So this gives us an error. We cannot write our truth value like this. So if you want to use an AND function, you need to cover your first condition statement with a circular bracket, then the second conditional statement with another circular bracket. So this gives us the days when Uganda was below 50,000 cases and Kenya was above 50,000 cases. So I'm going to get the indices to give me those days. Dot index, these are the days when Uganda was below 50,000 cases and Kenya was above 100,000 cases. Then I'm going to look at the last question. What are the days when Kenya was above 100,000 cases and Uganda was between 50,000 and 100,000 cases? So it is the same way. I can copy this because it has two conditions. So Uganda is below 50,000 cases. It should be between 50,000 and 100,000. So I'm going to have this greater than 50,000 cases, and I'm going to copy it again and paste it here, and I say Uganda below 100,000 cases. Yeah, so when I run this, these are the days when Uganda was between 50 and 100,000 cases and Kenya was above 100,000 cases. Yeah, so this shows you how we can subset data to find the kind of data that we want from a data frame using pandas. If you have learned something, give a like and subscribe. Till next time, peace.